It was a car defect that led to the deaths of over 100 people, and one the government says General Motors knew of but kept to itself for a very long time. Tonight, NBC News has learned GM has reached a major settlement with the feds over those faulty ignition switches. And our justice correspondent Pete Williams has late details.
NBC News has learned that the agreement to be announced tomorrow settles charges that the company failed to obey federal laws requiring prompt disclosure of safety problems. Last year, GM began recalling 2.5 million cars with ignition switches that could suddenly shut off the engine, cutting off the power to the airbags and disabling the power steering and power brakes, causing crashes. But prosecutors say the company knew about that problem for more than a decade before reporting it. GM has since determined that the switches caused accidents that led to 124 deaths and 273 injuries. The family of nursing student Sadie Johnsuda, who died in her Chevy Cobalt, says it's been an ordeal.
Quite frankly, I just want this to be over. It's very painful.
Officials familiar with the settlement say GM will pay the government a fine of over $500 million. That's far less than the $1.2 billion Toyota paid last year for concealing acceleration problems in its cars. But officials say GM, under its CEO, Mary Barra, has been cooperative with federal investigators, admitting that the company concealed the problem.
Repeatedly, individuals failed to disclose critical pieces of information that could have fundamentally changed the lives of those impacted by the faulty ignition switch.
GM gets credit for cooperating with federal prosecutors, reducing the potential fine. Officials familiar with the case say no current or former GM employees will be charged. Separately, 308 victims of the crashes caused by the faulty switches and their family members have accepted compensation from GM of at least $1 million each. Lester?
All right, Pete Williams in Washington.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and then click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.